Guys, welcome back to your daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Friday, April 2nd, 2021. I'm going to have to get used to saying April now. Today we're pulling from the Enchanted Forest tarot cards. So we have the Keeper Challenge. I feel like this is either God, this is Spirit, this is the universe, the divine, whatever you want to call what you believe in. I feel like this is someone that you are hesitant to ask for things. And this is where I feel like it's Spirit, and it's just like, I feel like this is learning to trust yourself. I feel like this is the season of winter. I feel like, the trees behind him are in hibernation. The folly in reverse in hibernation. The Nine of Spells, where she feels so compelled to put a circle of protection around herself on the new moon in the middle of the night. In the winter season where hibernation is going on. I feel like Spirit is saying the sun. So they're saying that you have overcome, you have leveled up. Spirit was talking about this. Some of you were leveling up a couple of times, during this season. I got to get back to filming for the rest of the year. It's just, I've been so busy. But they're saying you've overcome this, the folly. They're saying some of us during the winter season do lose our heads, kind of. And I could attest to this. I went through so many attacks during the winter time. It was not funny. Mercury retrograde was not kind to me. Pisces season, definitely not kind to me. Pisces season is when Shane passed away. So it was just like, I thought it would be easier. The actual date was easier, but like the week following, oh my word. But I feel like they said you trusted and sat there and called on the universe saying, I need your protection right now. People ask me all the time, do you have a protection prayer? I said, yes. It's called the Powerful Protection Prayer. It's calling upon Archangel Michael and the other guardian angels to come protect us. So depending on your faith, some of you calling upon the watchtower, some of you calling upon the elements. It just depends what you believe in. This is why I feel like the Keeper Challenges is whatever you believe in, and that's totally fine. I'm not going to sit there and be like, you're right, I'm wrong. We are all essentially on the same path to the divine. We're essentially basically having the same goal. We just call it different things. And that's, you know what? When you make peace with that you don't need to fight with anyone else. No one else is right or wrong. We may be wrong, the wrong ones, and they may be right. It's just, I feel like Spirit, whatever we go to, we surrender to once this physical life is done and our spirit is given up and given back to the pure form of which we came. It's like, that's when you know everything. That's when everything is divulged. I feel like they're saying you've overcome this, you've leveled up, and you're making your way to the sun. You see with this archway here, I feel very much that this is the sun card. I also feel like, Ace of Pentacles, where it's, the way forward is beautiful. You made it. I posted this on TikTok yesterday saying, the way forward is full of light. And it's literally daylight savings time, literally springtime. My favorite thing is watching the sunrise. Dusk is just so beautiful, And I was literally saying this yesterday, that we trusted the white hart going through the Enchanted Forest, not knowing what was going to happen, that they said we're going to meet with a lot of shady characters, and it's like, we made out the other side. Now we can see what the future looks like. Now it's all going to be revealed to us, this path forward. Very much the Ace of Pentacles right here, where it's just like, they're sitting there and they're making the path forward easy for you. So rest assured, you know what I mean? Like, this is why they told you rest and rejuvenation. Some of you are sitting there and it's like teaching you to be more of a humanitarian, teaching you like, this is this is your calling. This is why they trust you, put you in these situations, because they're like, we trust that you will take care of others. We trust that if one of us is down, that you're that person, a wounded soldier, as they say, we leave no one behind. This is why we put you in these situations, Even though you may have lost your head a little bit during this journey, it's not completely off. They were literally showing me when I was pulling for IG that this new growth is coming. We still have branches here able for new growth. So even though we lost our heads, we only lost 20% of it. They were showing me 20%, but we have these deep, beautiful roots. And it takes me to the passage in the Bible where it's just like, if you put yourself beside a steady stream and your roots are beside that steady stream, you will never lose the way, because your roots were planted in deep, rich soil. You have a constant, stream. So this is a constant stream of knowledge and faith that you will never completely fall. You may lose a little bit, but not completely. This is like right now in the book of Matthew in the Torah. And they're talking about how, where Jesus was sitting there and he was talking about the passage. I was literally reading this last night. And they were saying, like, when, sometimes we throw our seeds and it's on rocks and shallow soil, so we're not able to plant ourselves deep. And here there's talking about, deep, put your roots by a steady stream. And that is your faith and trust. You know what I mean? Even Spirit is saying, you don't even need me no more. Because you know that, either way I'm here. Either way you can ask me for whatever it is that you're seeking. And it's like we're on Good Friday, happy Good Friday. But it's just like, I feel like, all Jesus was waiting for, he with his disciples, was someone to sit there and kind of, stand by his side. He was sitting there, he's praying, and everybody had this deep sleep fall on them and they fell asleep. And he was just waiting for one person. If he's like, if this is your will, then let it happen. He would just wanted one person to wake up. But it was like, that's not what we needed to happen. Going on this spiritual journey here. So I feel like it's just like, no matter what came our way during the winter time, during hibernation season, we got through it. I feel like some of you have leveled up. Spirit had talked about that in our year forecast. So keep your eyes to the sun. It's going to get better. So we have the Keeper of Challenges. He's not an evil guy, but he's not good either. The Wizard is cool in nature. When he gives you a challenge, he wants you to use your intelligence to figure it out. So he wants you to basically stand on your own 2 feet. What are you missing, with all the information? He's basically saying, you're missing something here. I'll here if you need me, but you feel hesitant to ask him for his help. But he's saying, even though you feel hesitant, don't worry, I still got your back. This reminds me of the King of Wands, the way that he's standing there, and he's got this beautiful foliage. Everything else is in hibernation, but he still has foliage over his head. So I feel like, what I mean? Like he is never completely shut off from you, at this time. So, perceived, command, stern, discerning, holds high standards, expects excellence. And I feel like that's sometimes what we hold ourselves to, is this excellence, that we have to be X, Y, or Z. And, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's what life is about. We may not get it right all the time, but at least we're trying, and that's what Spirit sees, that we try. And sometimes we have to learn a lesson over again. Sometimes we don't see, what they're trying to show us. So we repeat lessons again. And it's like, oh, this feels familiar to the last time. But it's like, okay, did you learn anything at that time? Do you see what we were trying to show you? And hopefully when the second time it comes around, you're like, yeah, you know what? Hindsight is 20/20. This is what I would have fixed. This is what I would have done so this doesn't happen again. And this time around, you sit there and you do ask for guidance from Spirit to have your back, to give you that strength to get forward, And then they're saying the sun, you've made it through. What you were, this tough battle, with the Keeper of Challenges, you've got the sunlight. They're saying that you did it. This is why I feel like a lot of these 3 challenging cards, in this time she needed protection, calling upon Spirit to protect her. She followed her instincts, and they're saying you've leveled up. Now you have the sunshine to look forward to. You did not lose your head. You almost did, but it's still attached by a baby hair, but you still hung on. The piper comes to the gate of dawn, the new day awakens. The hush of the night is broken by birdsong. First one tender note, then another, then the whole course of joy. Flowers open their eyes, dew damps ferns unfurly. The melody of the piper plays is a pain to life, both temporal and internal. Can you hear it? Does your soul stir to the response to its call? And I very much feel that. My soul always, it's just like when you see that beautiful, when I see the sun coming up and I see that beautiful fire looking in the sky, and it's got those beautiful light pink tones, and then right above it, just like a thin, like little hair of this beautiful light lilac. It's just like, oh, it's just so gorgeous. So we have happiness, well-being, growth, a warmth of of life. Things are better than you know. So they're saying you're about to see the whole picture. That, like they've been saying, things have been going on in the background, and we didn't see it at that time, but they're saying now look at it. Now you'll be able to see the full picture. You will know why we went through this journey. Things are about to unfold and you're going to realize it and you're just going to be like, oh my gosh. Literally yesterday I said with Throne Thursdays, I said this is trusting the white heart as we go into the forest. They said we will meet with shady characters along the way. People trying to take us off our path, trying to stifle us in our growth. But they're saying, you kept the faith. You kept your eyes on the prize. And now you're about to see what they have waiting for you. So the folly in reverse, ending to the old to make way for the new. So they're saying things are going to their inevitable conclusion. And in this, it's like maybe you learned a hard lesson. I know I sure did. It's like I was learning it, but was I truly learning it? Was I truly seeing it for everything it was? And I wasn't. And then it was just like, finally, like I said, repeating lessons over again. Making excuses. So 9 of spells. Witches have no fear of the night forest. It doesn't mean that there is nothing to fear there. Wild beasts and creatures, both earthly and unearthly, roam in the woods at night. Nevertheless, this witch has come to her sacred spot to perform a spell at the dark of the moon. So this is during the new moon. She is seeking protection. She's asking, universe for protection. She draws a protective circle of light around her, which keeps any danger at bay. And I feel like this is when you are feeling vulnerable, when you are losing your head, like me, I know I can turn to my best friend. I could go at my most vulnerable state. And I feel like that was a big testament when me and her were at the beginning of our friendship was like, being that vulnerable with her, because it's like, the fact that she's so vulnerable with me, it's like, it shows that I trust her because I'm so vulnerable with her. And she knows that. We both know that. We know we can go to each other when we're weak and we're vulnerable, and we will have each other's back. We will dust each other off, and we will pull them up off their ass, off the ground, and say, let's go. Let's march forward. Like I said, no one left behind. So we have the wild heart as our lost card. So they're saying, you've kept your eyes on the light, and now you're about to see everything unfold. Very much the Ace of Pentacles. You're about, when we talk about Pentacles, a lot of people think it's financial, which most of the time it is. But I feel like it's also in the emotional sense, also in the spiritual sense. You have not wavered off the path. Even though, they sent things to attack you, you never wavered. And here you are, back at the portal. The lessons of the forest and all your experiences therein have brought you to this place. The white heart is here. The white heart is the fool. So the fool tells you, trust me, and I'll guide you against the shady people. I will protect you. You have nothing to fear. Follow me. And in your trust, now he's about to show you everything that will unfold. The forest can only see a way ahead of you. The wild world can see much further. Sweet open meadows and the misty hills, the twisted roads, the vast sky, and the clouds in the sky. Other forests await with fresh visions and new challenges, strong spells and greater bones. So we're having this time of peace because they're saying as we move forward, we're going to enter into a new forest, and that's where you're going to level up. And this is where I feel like a lot of you, especially the fact that she sits there and she's making a spell to protect her, I love how Spirit always brings things to my attention. Like I wanted to put a protection, like the salt spell outside, and it's just like, well, I'm very hypersensitive to Mother Nature. And they said, crush up eggshells. It does the same thing. Ask Mother Earth for her permission. That way I'm not going to hurt any animals, and bring an offering. So you can bring an offering of tobacco or coffee, and you sit there and put that protection out there. And as you're doing that, I ask for their protection, and sit there and thank them while you're doing it. Before and after, thank them for giving you the permission to do so. So completion, wholeness, seeing the bigger picture, connection to the world. So you're about to see exactly why you went through these challenges. They were sitting there, they told us to purge ourselves of things. And there was a reason for that. There's a reason for it. Unfortunately, sometimes when we're in the darkness of things, were afraid to ask for help, but we kept the faith. And now we're about to see what the universe has in store for us. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Friday, April 2nd, 2021. May the universe bless you good. Happy Good Friday. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.